VTTA.
Hell yeah.
Better invite. Oh, hi everyone. This is Sebastian with a dev update and a beta invitation, finally. So, the last couple of days I was migrating all the services from the old infrastructure to the new one. They perform excellently for my tests, and I'm looking forward to let every one of you just let loose and break things. Hopefully not, but we will see about that. So I want to give you a small intro, rather quick video, so you get up and running really quick. I already installed the extension in developer mode, but I will show you how to do that in a second. Then I will try to let the modules run on the Forge, not because of my personal preferences on the hosting platform, but the Forge is always a little bit finicky and a little bit tricky to set up. And so I will just show you how to do that. And it's less complicated if you're self-hosting in that regard, but there's a small steps to need to be taken care of in order to make the tools run on the Forge 2. So I thought, let's test it out and let's record it so see what's happening. So what we do have is I'm already connected to the Forge, and I uploaded 2 border frames to use. Not sure if this is necessary, but I did it either way. And what I have open is the assets information page from VTTA.io, and you see that I just uploaded the version 2.0.x versions of these 3 VTTA core tokens and TDB, and these are compatible with the services in the background and compatible with the new extension version. So you will need to update all 3 tokens, always optional, but of course a good companion to the both VTTA TDB and VTTA core. So let's install those on the Forge, or you do it a little bit differently on the Forge, and I need to find out where to click again. Install system and modules. Okay, cool. I think that's the right one. Now I go to custom modules on the lower left, because we will install it by the manifest URL. So when we leave beta, those tools and modules will be made accessible from the regular module installer, but right now I just want to have it between us to get preliminary feedback from a not so big audience. So let's go here, and I go over there and I go to VTTA DDB. I click on this copy link, or you can mark it and press Ctrl+C, but this one is quicker. Now it's in the clipboard, and I go over here and the manifest URL and I paste it here. Now it gets installed, and what I noticed it will install automatically VTTA core because it's listed as a dependency. So you'll save a click, and it is let's see, 2.0.1. that should be the one that I've got here. Yes, 2.0.1. It's, I don't know, it's listed even here, but here it is shown. That's good. And let's do the same thing with VTTA token, and it will complain about something. At least it did on my first test. Now everything's fine. Great. So we got the 3 models installed, and let's launch my Foundry. I think that's how I start a world here. Yes, and let's create a new world. New world, D&D 5e. Please note that I'm using core version 0.79, but it is compatible to all versions out there. So 0.79, 0.710, and of course 0.88, and I think that's 8.8 is the current version. So I'm just testing it on this one here. Launch world, and let's log in. One thing that we need to do, and I think I will just give me a second and I will uninstall the extension right now, so we do have the exact same thing that you would have. So okay, So we are logged in. We, as always, we enable the modules. Here you see it's a dependency, and once enable core, if you enable the beyond integration of tokens. With these three enabled, we click save, and we see the release notes already. And here is a known issue at the very bottom. Perhaps we will run into this issue and I can show you what to do when that happens. I hope it's related to running the extension in developer mode and will not be an issue when I release it to Chrome Web Store. But we will see about that. We will address that later if necessary. So we close that, and then we go to extensions. And now if you haven't already done that, you will see on the right hand side it's a developer mode. It's normally switched off. So you need to enable developer mode and feel real powerful and hackish, because we will load the extension unpacked. Now in the Patreon post there's a zip file included. You will unzip that zip file locally to your local hard drive, for example to C, temp, extension or whatever, and you then click load unpacked and the file browser will open up. So I've got the VTTA IO extension here, and I'm using the dist because this is the exact thing that you will have, or just I use the build. So you will basically have this view, the exact same view. You will see assets, browser, and content. And if you see these three folders, you're at the right location to click on select folder on the lower right. So this is the folder that you need to find when you unpack this file from the extension to your local hard drive. Yeah, that's cool. So let's load it again from the dist, because yes, I know what happened. No need to explain, but it was a wrong build and I cancel it, so it's not really complete, and therefore they are complaining about that. So you see the VTTA in the beyond integration 0.1.0.2.0.1. So that's the one that you will probably have, or a little bit up. Let's see what we find, what kind of bugs we will find here. So I want to keep it short, so don't stop talking, more showing. Okay, we got modules installed, extension loaded. You will see something here. So this is the puzzle icon. Per default, the extension icon is hidden. So I will pin it to the bar because I will click it very often during reconnection. So again, we need to connect the Chrome extension to Foundry VTTA, and we do that by clicking this button. And this is the first new thing. You see this green button, connect to Foundry VTTA over here. It's grayed out because it will try to connect automatically when you click that button. So I'll save your button click. That's good, especially when developing and I need to constantly reconnect, but that's okay. So I will reload the tab right now to again show you something. Let's hide that till updated, and you'll see that in the lower left of the screen it says extension connected. Oh no, let me move me a bit. Oops. Okay, again, let's show you that. Reloading, waiting for the modules to be loaded, and here you go. You can see that in the lower left the extension connected successfully, and if you try to connect with the old extension, it will actually complain, hey, this is an outdated extension, you will run into issues, please update. This is now, if we're launching beta, a little bit cumbersome, but once everything is on the store, we will be on a rather good workflow again. So the first new thing, other than that, I need to configure some things in general if you want, but specifically when we are talking about Forge. So I go to configure settings, go to the module setting and open the VTTA configuration, because normally it will try to upload the actor related images and scene related images to the data folder, and Forge does it a tad differently. So on the Forge you will definitely need to configure that by clicking that button over here, pick a directory, and then go to my asset library. And what I will do here is I will create a folder, for example, I call it uploads. You see I've did that again, so this is my preferred naming convention, and within that folder I will create yeah, avatars and a scene. So it is in uploads and scenes or battle maps or whatever. And here I will select the avatars directory. So you see it's switched from data over here to Forge VTT because that was what it's using internally. And I will do the same for the actor related images or the scene related images. Again, uploads and the already created scenes directly, and that's good. So what I'm doing now is, now I'll leave it at that. So these are the token settings. I would try to load the default token frame from the data, and let's see how that works. Save settings. So that's good. We get everything we need configured. Now we can actually import something. No, not yet. Let's go to the new options page, and you'll see that account is not connected, and we need to connect first. And you go to VTTA.io, and if not yet logged in, you will sign it with Google. For example, use this one, and you are signed in, and now you need to visit your profile once. And you see a little bit of waiting, and then this line appears and says, okay, your account is now married, connected to the Chrome extension. And you can see that when you click that, now my name is over here. Previously it would display account not connected, please visit VTTA.io. But now we are good. And with that all set up, we can now connect. Oh, nothing happened because you were already connected, but we're connected without really connecting the account. So many connections. I know it's confusing, but bear with me. First connect your account, then connect to Foundry VTT. You need to connect your account just once, and then you're set. But this is pretty important. If you miss that step, you will see broken images because this connection is just needed to authenticate to the image proxy that we are using to download the images from D&D Beyond. And without a connected account, the image proxy says, I do not know you, this is not a public proxy, this is a proxy related to VTTA.io, and please authenticate somehow. And you do that by connecting your account, like by visiting your profile page on VTTA.io, connecting once. This is a one requirement, everything else is really, I don't know, unrestricted, whatever. But I need that. So here we go. How do we deal with that? So we are connected, but the account wasn't there yet. So we reload Foundry once. This will break the connection between Foundry and the extension, and we will just reconnect again. Now we are all set up. That's all you need to do. I recapitulate. We install the modules. We enable the modules. We load the unpacked extension. We go to the extension options page and see that we are not yet connected. So we visit VTTA.io, we log in with a Google account, and we visit our profile page while the extension is loaded. This will connect your VTTA account to the extension, and when that is done, you can connect the extension to Foundry VTT. I think that was rather concise. I'll leave it at that. I will never be able to explain it that greatly in any other attempt. So that's super awesome. So we got everything configured and connected. We should be good to go. And let's go to this goblin and let's... Oh, nothing happens. Why? Why? Okay. I think we weren't connected yet. Now this is a bummer. What is happening over here? Foundry not connected. Okay, this is strange because it is connected. Let's wait a little bit. Let's connect. It says it's connect. Ah, here we go. This is the exact bug, and that's what I wanted to show you. I hope it's related to us loading the extension in developer mode. Because for some reasons, when you click the button to connect to Foundry, it connects, but then it reloads the Foundry tab. Not what we want. Because reloading the Foundry tab breaks the connection again. Good that it happened. So what we need to do is, we go to the extensions, and you see this little reload icon over here. We hit that once, and that's the workaround that you need to do. Now it's stable and you can connect and it won't reload. So the connection is established and is stable. I don't know where that comes from. I do not reload any tab programmatically. It's gotta be a bug, and I hope it's solved once it's officially on the Chrome store. If not, we will address that. And if not, for now we do have a workaround, which is rather easy. Not perfect, but it's an easy workaround. So now we got Go, and we got this goblin, and we can hit import, and we go to Foundry, and we see the file was uploaded successfully. The file was uploaded successfully. That's the auto-generated token, and then we're good to go. So we got the goblin over here, and now we just create a scene real quick, and we'll drag it over here, and we see nice token adjusted. Great. Right, super great. So we got this token, and this is one of the new features. It will actually use something that I provide. When importing monster, I selected the most appropriate frame area of interest for each monster, and I will try to create the token according to this information. So this is one of the new features that is included in the new parser and requires the VTTA tokens update. So if we import the gold dragon, you can see normally the token would have selected the upper third centered part of the region, just displaying some kind of wing. And now we got a dragon, and the token is updated. That's good. And now the token is a little bit better. So what's happening here? The token's not being the correct size. This is something that I noticed because it's huge. And it should be huge too on the token, but I don't know, something might be different. Let's see. So it is huge over here, but the image, the grid, so this should be adjusted, or I'm misremembering. It's some kind of token mode functionality normally, I guess. So that's that. But yeah, token image is good. Token selection, you should be able to do that on your own. So great, we got that. I'm just seeing that he's using different token frames, and I'm not quite sure why he does that. So I need to look at that. But other than that, it's cool. So new features, of course, batch imports are now a thing. Probably know that. You'll see all these start import. It will import all the monsters from all these, so you can in theory import just everything. I would not recommend doing that. Just import what you need when you need it. It will keep your world small. It will keep your connection speeds great and your user experience even better. But you can do it if you want to search for, like, I need some angels. It's my preferred filter because it's really not that many. So not so many angels. You can hit start import, and it will update everything. Again, when batch importing, bring Foundry to the foreground. It will speed up the process greatly. So you can see that over here. I normally bring both windows to the front by making like this, and if I manage to do it, it would be even better. So like that. If you've got both windows next to each other, that will be the most excellent test solution, because background tabs tend to put into sleep mode by Chrome and get less CPU cycles, less attention, less memory. So bring them to the foreground to have the best experience when importing. These things are everywhere, so you can import all lists, not only limited to monsters, but to spells. You can see over here, so now it's the button is not yet displayed any longer. Why not? Okay, I don't know. This is embarrassing. Okay, we do have a missing button over here for spells. That's on my to-do list then. But other than that, like magical items, start import, filter it, start import, do everything. When looking at, yeah, let's go to sources. So all sources are now supported. You can just click on one of them and you will see the start import over here. And let's import just that to demo it. It will look at what entities do I already have in your world. Are some of those outdated or not? And import only the new things. Then it will go over all the pages of the source book. It will send that over to the parser, which will create nice looking separation. Journal entries will be created for you. It will analyze the battle maps and extract those and enrich that with already created adjustments, for example, grid alignment, walls or lights, and placed monsters. And again, I need to bring everything into the foreground, would speed up the process a bit. So then it rather quickly imported all the magical items, and now it will import all the monsters filtered by this adventure module and all the monsters referenced during the import of the pages, which are not specifically part of the adventure source book, but from the SRD. So you see basic rules monster will get imported if not yet available in your world, and this will take, depending on the amount of monsters used in the source book, between 5 to 15 minutes. And you see that it's progressing here. You do not have like a complete progress bar saying, okay, the complete thing will be done at this point in time, but you will have a small indicator by looking at the name of the entities currently processed. We are now at the letter S, and it's alphabetically sorted, so you get some rough idea what's happening and when it will be done. Other than that, just be a little patient. After it imported all the monsters, it will get the prepared journal entries for the rest of the content. Here it says retrieving aggregated content, so we'd ask the sourcebook parser what kind of journal entries do we have, and now we only have 95, and those will be imported. Then it will import the battle maps, because it needs the journal entries for the battle maps, because we will place the journal entries at least in some point in time. So that's one of the things that I will do now. So he's importing 8 scenes, 8 battle maps are found in this Stormlord's Wrath, and then a kind of magic happens. It will go over all journal entries imported and repair all links. So if in certain journal entries is a goblin referenced, it will create a link to your imported goblin, so you can click it and the goblin in your Foundry VTT location is opened up, and it will replace that with a link back to D&D Beyond 2. So everything is referenced and cross-referenced, and that's pretty cool. You will have plenty of these bluish bars over here, because it will upload plenty of images, basically avatar and token image for each actor or the scenes. So this will take some time, or you can just hack, let's see, notifications, display none. So let's get rid of that for the time being. And you can see that it imported quite a bit of actors sorted by actor type and sometimes subtypes. So celestial angels, those were the angels that are imported prior. You will see the scenes are over here, sorted by chapter, and these have these thumbnails again, and we can activate one of those. So those are not super prepared. Those are grid aligned, but nothing else happened, I guess. No walls yet, but I don't know if that's a good example. Here we got already walled entries here. So that's the old state is transferred over. Sometimes something is missing, but we'll work that out. So actors and scenes, items are of course here. So spells, there were no magical items in this source book, and this is the journal entries. And let's see, if ruined, ending the adventure pack over here. No. Here you got these links, which can be used to drag the token on the scene if you need that. So directly from here, or go back to D&D Beyond to look at the original content. And you got roll tables, if there are any, I don't know. Yes, here are some ghostly events. So again, sort of a chapter and now named, so you can actually know what it's about. The old one was mainly called, everything was called encounters or something like that, because the parser didn't know better. And I provide the names now, which I just, I provide them manually, and those are better now. So you can roll that and be happy with it. And that's what the importer does for you. Imports all actors, all spells, all items, all scenes. You can in the future be able to submit your own adjustments for everyone else to enjoy. So it will be a community effort to make it really perfect and really shine. But this is the whole tool set. This is what I can offer to you. And with that, I will conclude and say thank you very much for all the patience in the last couple of months. I hope it's worth it, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking forward to feedback, and I promise to keep it short. So, bye-bye.